Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Something More Comfortable, the Black Velvet Experience. I am your host, Black Velvet, and I am joined by a very special guest. This person, I have known them for a very, very long time. She is an amazing, amazing singer and songwriter, Miss Jamika. Say hey to the people.
How y'all doing?
How are you doing this evening?
I am doing just fine, thank you. How about yourself?
I am doing wonderful. As always, I have my candles, I have my tea, I got my lighting, I gotta have my ambiance. So
I can dig it.
yeah. Just quick while we listen to the music and again, let people vibe out to this music for a few minutes. I just wanted to point out that Miss Jamika has a song out, everybody, she got a song out. Yes. iTunes, Google Play, all that. She everywhere.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and share.
Right. What is the name of the song? Let the people know.
Okay, so the name of the song is I'll Go. And like you said, it's available on CD Baby, YouTube, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon Music, wherever streaming can happen, that's where it is. Pandora. So, and my YouTube page is under my name, Jamika, Jamika. So yeah, feel free to check it out. Like, share, subscribe.
Indeed. I think the very first time I listened to it, I probably played it about 15, 20 times. It is a very, very dope song. It even for being gospel, it's not overly like gospel-y. It's still kind of, especially when that beat dropped, the beat kind of, in the car. Oh yeah, it definitely moved in the car.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I see you. I see how you moving in these streets. It's like, all right. Yeah. And when can we expect that album though? What's up with that though?
So the album is in the works. I have a few more recording sessions to come. My goal and the date that I've been giving out is November 1st. I'm really hoping to be able to release it before then, but November 1st is the official date.
Okay. All right. November 1st. Hey, I like this. I mean, as much as me being an artist as well, you like, man, I just want to get it out there to the people. Sometimes, taking a moment to just let it breathe and making sure that all of your things are rolling. So,
Most definitely.
that's just my 2 cents.
Oh, most definitely. That's why I'm like, we're gonna say November 1st because I know how I am. I tend to be a little bit anal retentive and hearing stuff that I probably know nobody else will hear, but I'm like, nope, gotta fix that. But yeah, just because it's my debut, I want to make sure that I do what I'm supposed to do to make that first impression, because you don't get a second chance to do that.
Indeed.
And I'm very proud of the songs. I'm very proud of the mood, the vibe. Like you said, it's not very gospel-y. I have a couple of praise and worship tunes on there, but the whole point of this CD is one of my favorite performers. He calls his music life music. I'm the same. Like,
Right.
It's really based off of my life, my experiences, and how to remain positive in the midst of all the chaos that life tends to bring. So,
Indeed. Yeah, that definitely life music. That song, like I said, I'll Go, like that hit home. It's like, yeah, when circumstances in your life are like telling you this is not, you can't make it, you won't do it, this can't happen. It's like forgetting all of that and being like, I'll go wherever you send me.
that's right.
Right. Yeah. So tonight's episode, obviously, I'm doing love samples, as the poem, and then we have the 3 questions as we always do, because y'all know the format. So the questions are, as you know, that all of this is about relationship. It is about, how do we have healthy ones, and how do we deal with things that maybe in the past maybe weren't always so healthy. So the poem is, like I said, Love Samples. The person that this poem was about, the reason why it is called Love Samples is that their grandmother told them that the little food samples that they hand out in the grocery store, she was like, those are called love samples. So with that, let me get into this poem, and then we will get into the questions and just enjoy each other's conversation, and, maybe get some things out that might help some of you out there that are listening. Quick question. Should I sing the hook or no? Ma'am?
Say what now?
I said, should I sing the hook or no?
Oh, you gonna sing for me? I ain't gonna never tell you not to do that now.
That's hilarious. Okay, so I will sing the hook to this song this time around. As you guys that listened to the last episode know, I did not sing the hook. Again, I am not nearly as good as Miss Jamika is, but I will do my best. So again, the poem is called Love Samples. Though you say that we're just friends and that you got a man, you keep showing me so much more I can have than I can. So why you playing games, toying with my heart? Can't you see that you're tearing me apart? Yeah, when push comes to shove, never receiving all love, I find myself settling for a sample of your love. Cruising in the big body, sway caressing a bubble. See the letters in her eyes, spelling nothing but trouble. Inhale something freshly rolled as she pours me a double. Girlfriend protects my kids. Seeing my lap is a muzzle. Not on the lookout for jackers as we hide behind tent, but her man on patrol. 'Cause if he see us, he bent out of shape, and I'ma have to put him in line. But the trees have me at ease, so I don't pay him no mind. Skating down 80 on grown men, so it feel like we flying. Lost in the trance, filling up my pants, staring at her eyes, lips breasting behind. Standing on third, waiting for coach to give us a sign, so dust can permeate the air as I'm rushing toward home. And just that, and not a yard in which to bury my bone. But maybe it's the perp talking, 'cause we done blew out the zone. And now our minutes cut short. Her main done blew up her phone. Shit. And though I wanted to stay, I don't apply no pressure. Wanna tell her I love her, but I know that would stress her. 'Cause see, our moments is fragile, could say, kin to a gamble. So simply beckon a closer, grip tight the places is ample. See the full menu in her eyes, I settle for just a sample. Though you say that we're just friends and that you got a man, you keep showing me so much more I can have than I can. So why you playing games, toying with my heart? Can't you see that you're tearing me apart? Yet when push comes to shove, never receiving all love, I find myself settling for a sample of your love. Now a week or two later, and we at it again. Being told to behave, but I keep rubbing her skin. Questions my whereabouts, what I did, how I been. In between, burglarized kisses and beg forgiveness for sin. She tells me to stop asking because she know I ain't sorry. And then I replied that I missed her. She says, yeah, right, nigga, not hardly. I try to convince my words ain't joysticks. She thinks she hearing Atari. But I'm getting the picture. Lean back and vibe to the beat. Arrive at the marina and volley compliments about smelling so sweet. Then we dismount the ride, enjoy the breeze off the water. Lost in the scene of me all wrapped up in Miss Pyle's daughter. Found gazing intently as the day drifts slowly away. Dreads can seal my morning glory as the sun leaves footprints across the bay. Now we laughing and smiling, snapping pics like a pair. Unconscious gestures as I embrace her face and play with her hair. I'm reaching out for her love. This is the last one, I swear. Protesters and picket signs line the street, but she takes me there. All right. Miss Jamika, you still with me?
I am.
All
that
right.
was wonderful.
Thank you. All right. So let's get into these questions.
Okay.
So the 3 questions are, and then obviously we'll get back and get started the first one. The first is there a difference between happiness and love? Number 2, have you ever mistaken the two? And number 3, have you ever found yourself in a relationship that you thought was loved that turned out to be dysfunctional? Did you run immediately, or was it like quicksand? So now that we got those 3 questions out of the way, the very first question which I pose to you, Miss Jamika, is there a difference between happiness and love?
To me, I would say yes. Although the two tend to coincide in many cases, I really believe that there is a difference between happiness and love. For me, happiness is temporary, it can be fleeting. Many times it's in the moment, whereas love is deeper. Uh, See, I can be happy with you and spending time with you, and not necessarily love you.
Mm,
Just as much as I can love you and sometimes not be happy.
mm,
But because I love you, um, I'm willing to, there's an attachment there. So
right.
um, for me, love is more of a form of commitment. So because I love you, even though I may not be happy in that moment, I'm still committed to you. I'm still committed to continuing to be with that person or with you or, just whomever, whether it's, in a relationship as far as man and female, or even friendships, to be honest. But I'm not going to let an unhappy moment pull me away from what we have
Got you.
when I love you. So to me, I think that even though they go together, I think there really is a difference between the two.
Okay. Indeed. Yeah, I definitely can say that, especially based off the poem, is that essentially you can definitely have a lot of moments where like somebody is happy with being with you and hanging out with you. And a lot of times it could be for any number of reasons why a person is happy to be around you or to see you, but definitely it does not mean that they love you. It does not mean that they are even seeking to love you. And like you said, happiness is a fleeting thing. And so ultimately they could be happy with you at the moment and then not be happy, as time goes on. And so eventually they get tired of you. Whereas, like you said, with love, I can love you. It is almost like a covenant more than just saying like, oh, I really enjoy your time. And so I'm saying that by saying I love you, it's like, it's a deeper thing. I'm more committed to this thing. And because again, yeah, you're not always happy with the people that you love. Because again, our happiness, and I think half of it is realizing that a person can't make you happy. They can add to it or they can subtract from it, but they don't actually have any like control over your happiness.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's more of, hey, if you're not happy, and the more that we put the onus on ourselves to determine if we're happy or not, it makes everything a lot easier, because then you can understand like whether or not a person is draining you for your energy as opposed to really being there for, a real reason. Right. So,
Yeah.
so then obviously the second question is, have you ever mistaken the two?
Um, I would say yes, in the sense of not necessarily me towards another person, but more toward more them towards me.
Okay.
I think I was more focused on or dwelling on hope than it was really love.
Mm,
So I know that I have made that mistake, and where I thought they loved me, but the truth is, if I'm gonna honestly look at the real definition of love, and that it really wasn't, and I was really kind of holding on to hope more
gotcha.
so than it actually being love.
Right. 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 Yeah. Man, and that, and again, that's really what the poem was about. It's that holding out a hope.
Hmm.
So I definitely have mistaken it many times. Um, yeah, because it's that, oh, how did somebody put it? It's, we create in our minds what the situation is, as opposed to really seeing that situation for what it actually is,
Yes.
and being able to say, you know what, wait a minute, I am forcing this thing or trying to make this thing, or I am romanticizing a situation that is far from, from ideal, or far from what I actually want.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And oh my goodness. And cause it makes me, cause I was just sitting here thinking, and it made me, it's actually a conversation I had probably last couple of days, but it basically, so often we process the world through our eyes only,
Hmm.
and through this romanticized version of circumstances or the way things happened, or and and we always, or not always, but many times what we do is we put ourselves as the protagonist, as a and we don't, and we're just like, I am a victim. This thing happened to me. You did this thing to me, as opposed to taking the reins of our lives and being able to be like, wait a minute, I stayed in this way longer than I should have, or I dealt with this thing that I should have looked at it and known what it really was and accepted it as that. And
Hmm.
yeah, trying to, you know, turn something. This ain't gold. Oh no, your neck and your wrist are turning green.
Hmm.
Everybody else telling you your neck and your wrist turning green. You're like, no, this real gold.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Really? Is it really?
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
like, I'm starting to see some copper underneath all that gold. I don't.
Uh-huh.
Right. You're like, I don't know. But us, we're like, no, I'm saying, but yeah. So yeah, that is definitely one of those things where, and so then ultimately the last question, like I said, is finding yourself in one of those dysfunctional situations. Do you notice it immediately, or does it turn into quicksand?
Mhm. So for me, 2 and 3 really coincided with each other. I haven't been in very many relationships, but the few that I have, I did learn a lot. I would say one in particular, it was like quicksand.
Mm,
Like I said, it was not, I wasn't one to expose myself enough to love someone right away.
okay.
And I have, but at the same time, I've had them say to me, "Oh, I love you." So then I kind of sit back and like, okay, let's see, let's really see. And one really did have me had me fooled. But that relationship, the relationship that seems to be coming to mind, I think we started hanging out maybe 2004, 2005,
Okay.
and I didn't break the cycle until like 2012.
Ooh,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm ashamed of myself.
Don't
But I
be.
did learn a lot. It's life, so it is what it is. But
Right.
it's one of those situations where I was hoping, and every now and again I would see those glimpses, and it's like, okay, okay, maybe I just need to be that strong woman and just have his back. He going through something right now. I'm just gonna be there for him. And I kind of fell into that rut, and
Mm,
because I've always known, despite how many relationships I've been in, I've always known what kind of woman I wanted to be in a
right.
relationship, and so I'm working hard to be her, and then finding out, and hearing it and seeing it and trying, and finding out that I'm being her, but to the wrong person. And my
Mm,
mom, she always said growing up, she's like, there's always signs, Jamika. There's always signs. And sometimes we don't want to see those signs.
right.
And we just kind of get stuck. And that's where that quicksand would come in. And like, nope, I'm going to be strong for them. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have his back. He going to get it together. Yeah, no.
Hmm.
After a while, you just got to you got to start really seeing the signs. And
Right.
what you thought was love really wasn't love. And then I had to start thinking, okay, am I really loving myself?
Mm,
Because when you get caught up in those situations, you stop thinking about you, and you so focus on the other person, um, you tend to neglect yourself.
right.
And so I had to start looking at my self love, and the minute I started looking at my self love and realizing who I really am and who I was really being to them, that's when it clicked. Okay, yeah, he doesn't love me. He is not deserving of what all I'm putting forward, especially when it's not being reciprocated. It
Right.
started off having his back, but now it's like, I think he done got comfortable.
Right.
So yeah, it can be rough though, especially when you have really invested yourself.
r-
You don't want that to fail. Like you put too much into it. Like this has to work out.
Right.
But so it's easy. So for those females that might be out there right now that's dealing with that, I need y'all to do some self-reflection because I'm telling you, we are
Mm,
so much better. We are so much better than that. And we're queens and we need to be treated as such. There's a difference between having his back and him not having yours and having his back and then he's just taking advantage.
right. Listen,
So
listen, and because I was sitting here thinking while you were talking, and it was like when you said that she's like, oh, there are signs, and and I started thinking about how you bridge out, because they give you warnings like kind of a little far out from the bridge being out because they don't want you to get all the way up to it and then realize it because now you're trying to hit your brakes before you go off
mhm,
the side.
mhm,
And yeah, and so it's like you're in this relationship and you're going around this corner and it's like bridge out.
mhm,
What did that sign say? Oh no. And you just keep driving. And then it's like flashing lights. Bridge is out. What are they talking about? Let me
mhm,
and it's like I'm going to keep driving because I want to see if what they are saying is true. If the signs are saying what I think they're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's trying to like I said at the last minute, turn the car and hit your brakes and like, oh man, the bridge was out. Mm-hmm. Yeah. the signs have been telling you for a while that the bridge is out. Why haven't you been listening? Yeah, that yeah, that's hilarious. But then again, it's not. Because it's like you said, it's the reality of, because as men we do the same thing, quiet as is kept, because I realize that as a society we're starting to, but for a very long time as a man, you just couldn't say anything about anything. You couldn't say anything about relationships. You couldn't say I mean, obviously you might say stuff to your friends or whatever, but like as a whole, we're never really allowed to have this voice to be like, yo, because women can be abusive and, just as verbally abusive as men can be, and all of these things. And like you said, they can make you think like, okay, I got they back. I'm a good man and I'm gonna have her back.
Yeah.
She just needs me.
Yeah.
She just needs somebody to love her right, and then she'll get it together and everything will be cool. And then it's like, no, it won't be, because but that's the thing. They will suck it up because, hey, I enjoy this attention. I enjoy what you are for me. I never intend to be with, or like you said, I give you glimpses, but really that's just to manipulate you to keep you hanging on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right. It's I'm gonna just give you just enough, just enough to keep that hope. Oh, wait, her light going out. It's dimming a little bit. Here.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like holding you hostage in a basement and then just be like, oh, wait, I haven't fed you in a couple days. And I notice that, she fading. Oh, let me give this person, a little bit, just enough to keep their life force going, just so I can continue to drain it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like you said, it's realizing, wait, I love myself. And again, that, like I said, the same way that women out there need to realize that, men need to do the same thing.
Most definitely.
To understand that, listen, because society tells us a lot of lies about relationships, you know what I mean? And because, for women, it's like you're shamed if you have a high body count. Men are celebrated for having a high body count.
Come on.
But but the end result still is the same. And you have to stop and be like, wait a minute. I don't love myself if I'm just out here with every chick that is, that'll give it to me, because that's the thing. If they giving it away for free,
come on.
If they giving it away for free, it's likely because what they say, you get what you pay for.
Yep.
Because you're not going to be able to get, just like if you see somebody that got somebody, and
okay.
But they trying to give you time.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like, no, my time is worth more than you giving me what's left. Like, flat out. You know what I mean? Like,
so true. Yep.
yeah, it's like, why would I, like, I know how dope Jamaica is. I went to high school with her. So it's like, I know what kind of person she is. Obviously, I don't know all of who she is because, again, you can't ever know all of who somebody is unless you spend way more time with them.
Right.
But in knowing what I know of you, it's like, yeah, it's like, people are dope. And you're like, why is, and people will do that. Like, why are you dealing with that situation?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, why are you allowing him to, why are you letting her string you along? Why are you, why are you in these situations when there is no reason for you to be in them?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, go be by yourself for a little while.
Hmm. That's too
Mm.
much like that. And it's easier when you're on the outside looking in than it is when you're in it.
Right.
Because, like you said earlier, those blinders are on, and you're seeing you're seeing what you want, what you want to see, and not necessarily that reality.
Indeed. Indeed. You are very correct. You are you are creating a reality from hope as opposed to looking at what the reality is and being
Yeah.
able to be like, wait a minute, that this brother is not mean me any good.
Mm-hmm.
But I cook for him.
Mm.
I clean for him.
Mm.
I give and I give him all of the perks of and people say wife, but it's like just the perks of being with me and being loved by me. Because again, people act as if I wouldn't, if I really loved you, right? And you really loved me, right? And we were in a relationship and we didn't live together.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that there would never be a time when you would come over and cook for me?
Oh no.
There would never be a time where I wouldn't come and cook for you. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Yeah, people try to make it seem as if, oh, well, it's only, the title of wife or husband makes a person. No, because half of why I how do you get to becoming the husband and the wife? It's like I treat you a certain way to where you realize that, wait a minute, I might need to lock this one down. Hold on, this
There it is.
right. I
Right
might
there.
need yeah. So I'm and too often, and this is a sad thing in society, like period, is the fact that we are taught to give our bodies, because I feel like it would hurt less if you just cook for people. If you just like, all right, I cleaned up his place a couple times or whatever, it the investment doesn't seem as deep as it does when you make that soul connection when you actually sleep with one another. Because if I, if we just had some dinners or whatever, and I cook for you and you cook for me, and it's like I can walk away from that and be like, man, we had some dope times, and but hey, all right, cool. But it's when we add that physical to it that it's like, I've invested so much in this,
Mm.
I don't want to give up, and you're like, hmm. But yeah, but yeah, because like I said, you would cook for people, even if, like I said, we're not sleeping together. It's like, hey, we're not having no sex until we do get married, and then with time, yeah, there's so much to this.
May I?
Yes, please.
I just like where you're heading. For me, see, for me, it's always been like the sex, the love making, love, that's extra. That just seals the deal.
Right,
And for me, anytime that I ever decided to walk into a relationship, I always felt like relationships were my opportunity to start preparing myself for life, because that's the ultimate goal, right? Is to
right,
get to know somebody and hope that, or get to that point where you'll keep progressing in the relationship. So I go in looking like, okay, this is how I plan on treating my husband. I'm going to show you what you're going to get if you choose to continue to be with me.
right.
So for me, as far as I'm concerned, I think for me sex was extra
Okay.
because it's so easy to just have that one night stand, get the edge knocked off and keep on moving.
Right.
Whereas I am not just investing my body, but I'm investing my heart, my mind, my time.
Right.
I'm showing you what can be yours and what is yours. It's your responsibility to see it and then take advantage of that opportunity. Because my mom also used to tell me, she was like, don't start nothing in a relationship that you're not going to be able to finish. So I'm
Right.
not going to sit here and cook for you every day. And then when we say I do, stop cooking. How
Right. And
dare
be
I?
like, ugh.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you I love you every day. And once we say I do, I stop. How dare I? So when you going into relationships, you're going in being you
Right.
and the best you possible, but know that that's you. It's got to be that consistent you. So if
Right.
it's something that you know you're not going to continue to do, don't even start it.
Right.
So for me, all those others, all those smaller intricacies, that's what really makes me fall for somebody. That your ability to come to me and talk to me whenever you feel a certain way, the fact that you're willing to be open in your communication, the fact that um we can spend time together, and our conversation and our touch and our kiss, those all that's real intimacy to me.
Right.
So
Listen.
that's really
Talk to the
where
people.
the whole
Talk to
falling in
them.
love thing happens. The sex, that's just extra. And the more intimate you are outside of that sex, that's what make the sex like bomb. I mean,
Hmm.
later. So the
Hmm.
sex is extra, but it's those
Listen.
little things. That's the stuff that makes me. I mean, to me, that's what makes me fall in love.
Listen. Listen. Man. That part. It's the, like you said. It's the extra, and then like you said, it's the ability to continuously do something.
Hmm.
And I'm like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm, right? Like you said, it's like this is an audition. It's like, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm about, and it's up to you to determine whether or not. But like you were saying before, it's also up to me to not get so caught up in you
Yes.
that I miss the signs that you, because I may be husband material or wife material,
Hmm.
but you may not be.
Right.
Oh, also, it's kind of like, so I walk into a restaurant or whatever store, and I'm trying to fill out an application. And I haven't even looked at the window to see, are they hiring? Or I haven't,
Come on.
I haven't asked nobody, are they hiring? Because
Yes.
too often we are trying to get a job that there is no occupancy at this. That position is not, it's not even that the position doesn't exist.
Hmm. Hmm.
But no, but I'm this and I could do, but I ain't looking for that.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't need that here.
Hmm. Hmm.
Cause it's like, for me, like I'm an Intel analyst, right? I don't even want to get into what that actually is, but I'm an Intel analyst. But then that would be me like walking into like, a graphic design place and being like, hey man, I can do analysis for you. And they're like, what? We don't we don't need that. That's not
Hmm.
that's not what we do here. And that's it. Too often we are, and that's how we get into what seems like a dysfunctional situation. May not even be that dysfunctional. It's just the fact that you're not paying attention to the fact that this person is letting you know, a lot of times non-verbally, that I don't want what you are offering me.
Yes.
I will take it,
Hmm.
but I don't really want it. So I'm just kind of like, I'll take it. I'll leave it. Hey, wait. She gonna stop. He or she is going to stop doing that thing that I want them to keep doing. You know what I mean? It's basically you
Yeah.
going to work for somebody for free. So you are you just in an internship.
Right.
You, They don't
Oh,
really want you to work there. They are just
yeah.
like, oh, I'm getting free labor out this piece.
Hmm.
Right. To where it's like, wait, hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Like recently, I've been in that situation where it's like, hey, we ain't got nothing. And it's sad because it's like some people have been indoctrinated with this idea that the physical is what every man wants or needs or is looking for, and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Yes.
whoa, 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 time out. No, I don't need that, and you don't need it either. What we need is to, do you know who I am?
Hmm.
Do you know what I like? Do you know what I don't like? Do I know what you like and what you don't like? Because the more I find those things out, I can find out maybe we're not compatible at all without even having to really, really, it's like, what kind of questions are you asking people? And not necessarily to you. I would pose that to the audience though. Like, what kind of conversations do you have with people?
Yeah. Yeah.
Before you even really get to a place where you're like, okay, I'm gonna be like this.
Yeah.
We see, oh man, they fine and they da 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 da. But it's like, but ask questions, ask real
Hmm.
stuff. Hey, what are your insecurities?
Yeah.
Hmm. What are your insecurities? Because if they are hidden and I never find them out, there's a minefield inside of your personality and inside of your spirit that I'm going to step on all the time because I don't even know what it is that, who you really are. I just see
Hmm.
you and you fine, and I love the fact, and you're funny,
Hmm.
and we can talk. But what are you talking about?
Right. Yeah.
Do y'all even have the same kind of conversation? Chris Rock made a joke one time. It's like, you can't have one person, she going to church and he a crackhead. It ain't gonna work.
Come on.
Because your priorities are in two totally different places.
Uh,
So yeah, it's like I said, because that's what this whole show is all about. It's about bringing out this kind of stuff, and you know what I'm saying, and having like these real conversations about it, so that we can stop just, oh, women ain't, you know these women ain't about nothing, or these men ain't nothing but dogs. And it's like, no, the one that you were talking to was,
mhm.
but every one of them isn't.
Correct.
Every woman isn't horrible. Just the one that you were dealing with.
Correct.
Until you getting past a lot of the things, because that's another issue that we have, is we create a cycle. We create this cycle where we have something bad happen once with one individual, and then the fear of that thing happening again, we unconsciously create that again by the person we pick, by not doing some of the things that, like we were just saying, as far as asking questions and knowing a person,
Hmm.
really, hey, you know, know who they people are.
Hmm.
Do you know who your daddy is?
Yes.
Because
It all goes hand in hand.
but all of it goes hand in hand in healthy relationships. Because even if you didn't know your dad, or maybe your mama, you know, all of that stuff, communication, like you said,
Hmm.
transparency.
Hmm.
Hey, no, I didn't know my parents. Oh, okay. Knowing that you didn't know your parents, I can now go into further detail and figure out, like, okay, well, different things to be able to then understand you. Because part of love is understanding. You know,
Yep.
part of truly
Most
loving
definitely.
somebody is understanding them,
Most
because then we
definitely.
have less conflicts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. That was definitely a heavy one.
Mm.
Definitely a heavy one. Um, I am over here looking through my book, trying to find the poem for the next episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
What's going on? What's on your mind?
I mean, there's just so much that one can like this show could go a whole nother hour. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
There's just so many things that can
Indeed.
be touched. But man, love is a tricky thing. Life is a tricky thing. Shoot. So it's
Listen.
yeah. It's not just about hearing what people saying, but also sitting back and observing and making sure that their actions and how they behave
Right.
is lining up with what they said to you. I'm
Right.
trying to tell you.
R-
Yeah.
right. Because I could tell you one thing,
Mm-hmm.
be something completely different.
Yes.
Like, for example, I somebody was doing something, and I'm looking at them do this thing, and I asked them, I said, "Hey, do you do that because you actually enjoy doing that, or because someone else over time, you know, made you feel like that was what you had to be doing in order to be pleasing?"
Mm.
And then they stopped and were like, "Wait, what?" And they were like, "Whoa," because nobody had ever asked them that. Nobody had ever even cared enough to ask that question, to say, "Hey, do you really enjoy actually doing that thing, or is that just, because again, that's a part of, like you said, life is hard, is that we sometimes we just get caught up in this something that we were told when we were young. We got caught up in that thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then we made that part of our personality, not realizing that is not even who we are.
Right. Hmm. Yeah,
Right.
man.
Right.
That's deep.
You, and it what? What? Huh?
Man. I'm vibing on what you're saying right now.
Oh, right.
I'm just saying
Yeah, I've been doing this for this long because, and I'm in my own head. This situation happened. I put it in my head that this thing, so this is the only thing that women want from me. Like for a long time, to be transparent, you
mm-hmm.
know, is for the longest time is like the voice, the lips, all that, da, 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 this whole thing, and it's like, and it's like, well, that's all they want from me.
Yep.
Or no, not even necessarily that that's all that they want from me. So it's putting into my own head that that's all that they want from me, and but even more, that's all I'm good for.
Oh, say it.
That's all I am good for. And so don't even offer any of the other stuff that I really am.
Right.
Don't even show that. Don't, because they don't care about that. They don't want that.
Mm.
And it's the same way for women. It's like, well, men only want this, this, and this, so I'm gonna be this, this, and this, and it's like, but wait, is that every man or just the men you? Because then what happens is, as I make that part of my personality, I attract the people that help to reinforce that lie.
Yes. Yep.
Man, Yeah, you're right. This could go on for.
Uh-huh.
uh,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, man. Whew. Yeah,
right.
yeah, and it is heavy,
Yes.
super heavy, and but that again, that's why we do these shows. You do this. We do this because it's asking questions and getting people to ask themselves those questions. Really stop just going through life and letting life happen to you.
Yeah.
Stop and be like, wait, what part do I play in the way that my life is moving?
Yes.
Because it's like the train going, and then wait, who if I'm back here, who is the conductor?
Right.
Because you playing a passenger in your own life, and it's like, no,
Mm-hmm.
you got to go up there in the front. And because if you listen, people will steer you off the tracks. You'll end up in a different part of town that you didn't plan on being in.
Yeah.
Like, why am I over? I don't even like this. I don't even like being over here.
Right.
So yeah, it's but yeah, it's like I said, it's to ultimately, this dialogue is so that you people out there, you watching it, listening to it, for you to have this conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
Find a quiet place, and because again, we are good at distracting ourselves
Mm-hmm.
from, and we treat our symptoms, but we don't ever figure out what the disease is. So we never actually go and figure out, well, why am I feeling like this? Why does this keep happening? Why do I keep attracting these people? Take some time and talk to yourself and figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We going we gonna put this one down for
Yeah.
tonight, and we will. Yeah, another episode. I will come back to this and address it because it's a heavy one, and it's a lot of stuff to unpack. There are a lot of things to unpack in that. But again, I want to get into. Oh Lord, I done turned to the wrong poem. I was so focused on the conversation, I didn't forgot what I was doing with the book.
Uh-oh. That's good conversation right there.
Listen. Yeah. So, because obviously, like I said, as you guys know, at the end of every show, I do a piece for the next show. And then that is where we get our topic for the next episode. Oh man, and I turned to a page, and again, as I'm turning through my book, Something More Comfortable, the Black Belt, by myself. Hold on, for all the people that have never seen it. Boom. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you can't see what I just did, but I held the book up. But yeah, the book is called Something More Comfortable. It's available on Amazon. You got to put in Something More Comfortable, Black Velvet. Boom, it pops up. Or you can go to the website, www.iamblackvelvet.com. But, and ultimately, that's for people that want the book to be signed, because obviously I can't sign the one from Amazon.
I'm tell-
Huh?
I was just gonna follow up. Get that book, y'all. It's good. I got my copy. Just saying.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, the poem for the next episode is called Hurry Home. And because I figured, you know what, we didn't had a lot of different things that deal with love and relationships, and I just kind of wanted a little change of pace because this one was, like I said, very, very heavy. So I kind of just lightened the mood a little bit. Hurry home. You arrive home. tired, sweaty, scarred. Rose petals lead you out of the forest and into the arms of your big bad wolf. Stripped naked of your cares, drowned sorrows haphazardly careen down soap-filled drains. Expert hands massage your deepest tissues as candlelight flicker against the walls. One of the reasons my father detached parts of me and created desire. Your flame slowly grows, raging from the teasing touches of finger brushes against erect nips and pillow-soft breasts. Unable to overcome the force and fury of lust's tidal wave, you dive 20,000 leagues under the sea and expose your emotions to the depths of me. Pink carnations and baby's breath rush up and down my shaft. The circus is in town. You entertain my kids with your juggling act. Nearing countdown, I try and preoccupy my mind and my time with nature's origami. Fondling folds that unfold to expose folds that give resonance to your clit. As my nature explores your oral recesses, my lips find themselves locked on parts of you that birth civilizations. And drips of organic funk flow down my throat to form a river of you in my belly. Words begin streaming into incoherent murmurings. Conversations break out between the creator and his creation. Shouts to the angels, I am your hallelujahs, hallelujah. Crying my name, your collective savior, delivering you from hellfire with my silver tongue. Spasms and gyrations like African tribal dance. Damn, Black. I'm about to come rings out, and the heavens release their precipitation. I glide back over your terrain and make your lips my landing strip. You smile at the sweetness of the tree's nectar. Then I die in your bosom and live in your lap, sharing with you my secrets, and your cave's walls are my diary to hide from the world's my insecurities. Soon we transform my status. Keys in ignition. You ride me like 22-inch spinners on a 92 Caprice. Bouncing and switching lanes like your ass was equipped with hydraulics in my dick. My dick was Crenshaw Ave. Reaching for a handful of mahogany and leaping from the cliff without a parachute onto my waiting spear. Committing suicide again and again and again. I begin to roar as if Tarzan in the trees. You activate your nitrous boosters, bucking fast and furious. Unable to hold the eruption, my geyser shoots off like 4th of July celebrations. Not far behind, we reach the peak of the mountain together. Then with the moonlight kissing our naked Nubian bodies, we lay back, your head on my chest, hand on my manhood, converse for minutes that give way to hours, and just chill. All right. Are we okay, ma'am? You good?
This poem gets me every time.
Indeed, indeed. All right. So, with that, folks, it has been a pleasure. Miss Jamika will actually be joining me for my next episode. Like, what? I get two episodes. So, yes, we will continue on the next episode. You guys have an amazing one. As always, this is about peace, calm, and relaxation. And we will talk to you next time.
Bye.